Alright guys, just want to talk a bit about MGTOW, but it's a bit more expansive because it could be couples, could be singles, doesn't really matter. But one of the things I want to say is there's a big difference between the cost of living here in Spain and the UK, and it will continue. And you will get people who go, oh, the Brexit is coming. Even before the whole EU open border thing, people were still coming here. Been coming here since probably the late 50s, early 60s, and were coming on holiday, and a lot of them have started settling. The 80s was more of the boom. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of cheap properties here. I don't recommend buying straight away because, as I mentioned before, a lot of places, they're not good areas, or they're simply just developments with no life. But at the same time, you can find somewhere like this where we're content. You know, got my plants, got my balcony, and I'm happy. You know, I'm content. But I've got Murcia Airport to the south, Alicante to the north, cheap flights to the UK. I've just applied for a job in Bristol. Bristol's got its own airport. Cheap flights from Bristol to Alicante Airport. I can commute on a weekly basis. I can rent somewhere cheap in Bristol. And the point I'm making here is you can have a good lifestyle. And if you can get remote working, even better. And one of the things I'm hoping to do is develop some more remote working. One of the big problems I get is people go, oh, data protection, our clients won't like it, and you're going, but you're sharing stuff on Dropbox. What are you talking about? It's bizarre, some clients, they really are. But anyway, the point being is there is opportunity, and it is cheaper here. People go, oh no, it's more expensive, you know, it's like, well, I mean, the kids' schooling here is far superior to the UK. A lot of it's a lot more social. The teachers are more friendly. They have a lot more things like excursions, and it's more community orientated. I find in the UK too many people pick the kids up in a 4x4 and don't really engage with other parents. Here, people do engage quite a lot. We've got a lot of friends here. Because this is more like a village, you also all meet up on the plaza. But a rental like this, you may struggle to get for the same sort of price we did, but at the same time, it's still way cheaper than the UK. And if you're a couple or a single person, you're not going to need a 3-bed anyway. But there is a lot of places around, and a lot of people are quite happy to look for good tenants. There's a lot of crap tenants out there. This is why, like this one, we met them in person and everything else because they weren't too keen on renting it out. The last person who lived here was a doctor. They want people that look after the property, but after 2 years of selling it, and we'll be looking to buy it. Ultimately, you've got to sit there and analyse where you want to be, the access to the airports and everything else. But once you get it fine-tuned, you're away. I mean, if you've got parents in the UK, and you've got a house in the UK, rent your house out, say to your parents, do you mind, like I do, I stick my suits and that in the airing cupboard. You know, at the end of the day, I ain't got a bedroom there. I moved out there when I was 19. But the point is, just stick my suits, hang them up in the airing cupboard, and I pick all that stuff up when I go to the UK. And I've had a few people troll me, go, oh mate, you haven't got a house in the UK. Don't need one. Don't need one. When you spend 9 months in a hotel in a year, you definitely don't need a house to be paying a mortgage, council tax and everything else on, just for the benefit of the state. I think you not. But you can leave them at a friend's house, whatever, and commute. There's people doing it, working at Heathrow Airport and other airports because they commute backwards and forwards. Because they're ground crew and stuff like that. They work shifts. There is many ways to make this work, and I do recommend taking a look at it because you will save a fortune. Eventually, you can get in a position to buy, and I'll say don't rush to buy. Rents are cheap enough anyway, but you want to check the areas right. You want to check if it's right for you. Maybe you get tired of the commute or whatever. But one of the things I will say is I find my cost of living here about half of what it would be in the UK as a family of 4. Some other people would say it would be different, but personally I pay for everything. Let's put it that way. I'm above the tax threshold, so I pay for private healthcare. I pay for most things that a lot of people get for free. Get out of my pocket because I overpay tax, so other people can get it for free. But the whole point here is there is a way to make this work. You can get a Skype set up with a UK phone number. You can even do it through a private phone exchange as well, where your phone rings and they think you're sat in the UK. The call connections are just as good as if you were sat there. They wouldn't be able to tell the difference. My mobile phone here is on a 3 mobile. I'm talking to agents in the UK on a weekly basis. They don't even know I'm outside the UK. I tell them I'm outside the UK for in case they try and book me a bloody meeting for an interview next week, and then you go, hang on a minute, I haven't got a flight yet. Well, where are you? But at the same time, incoming works that way through Skype, outgoing through the mobile. You can also dial out on Skype. You can get a cheap package as well. You can look them up. You'll get a UK phone number and a UK all-inclusive package, quite cheap, to dial mobiles and landlines in the UK, pretty cheap. Internet's good, Dropbox good. In fact, there is no reason, if you're just sat in an office for 8 hours a day and don't really engage with too many people, that you couldn't do it from Spain, unless it was down to the way the companies operate. And I come across it all the time, where they go, we like to see somebody in the office, and you're going, but you do realise how much that office space costs, that I'm sat there doing absolutely nothing on. It's different from sitting in Spain doing exactly the same job. Yeah, but we do like to see people in the office, just in case there's something. What, like a fire drill? Yeah, I'm not really, you know, this day and age you do struggle to understand why some people still think like this. But hey ho. But yeah, I would say if you're serious about it from a MGTOW point of view, it's a good one. If you're a single guy, it's a good one. I mean, if you're single and looking to date as well, as soon as a girl knows you've got a place out in Spain, they're going to try and want a free holiday. So there's benefits to it as well. And I'm not saying you should be so easily manipulated, but at the same time, be aware that's exactly what they're after, is a free holiday. But it definitely is something worth looking at. As you can see here, though it's raining, we've now got the sun coming up. It's the afternoon. It's going to warm up nicely here, and I'm going to sit and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. That I'm going to need is more coffee. Thanks for watching.